I wanted to update our Beetle's headlights and fog lights to the latest LED, like on our van, very white and bright. Auxito has a new model out which has no wires at all and fits like the original.
If you want to find out what size bulb you need, go over to the Auxito website. They have a whole list of makes, years, models, and trims. All right, so I put some painter's tape down for the wheels. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a nice before picture. There you see where that's hitting the garage. I'll mark it. You can see that's kind of your standard, kind of yellowish stock lights, the way it's casting on the ground. And there you can see where I marked kind of the high mark of each lens. Lights on, these are the stock lights. And then I'm gonna click the fog lights on. There you go. That's with the fog lights. Okay, now we're gonna do the brights. The brights.
All right, so where do they always tell you to start? In the manual. So actually, there is a tool that's very handy. It's a 2013 Turbo Beetle, and this tool right here is what you use. Now, it's extremely challenging to pull this thing. You feel like something's going to break like that, but it didn't. It doesn't break. And pay attention to the way the tabs are. You don't want to pull it completely like 90 degrees. You have to slide it like this. And you'll see the tabs. There's one on the right there and a couple of clamping ones on the left. This can use either a flat tip or a Phillips to unscrew. There's just the two screws, and then there's that tab on the right. Again, don't bend anything 90 degrees, you'll break it. There's a little tab insert there, and then it has two grooves to slide off the upper from the lower. Now, I found it easier to remove the bulb from the housing first because my wires weren't as long as what was showing in the manual. Now, coming up is the real difference. Auxito's design is completely different. There are no external wires, there's no other housing or anything, and they really matched almost exactly the original halogen bulb. Now here, just keep track of the orientation. It does go in a couple of different angles. And then just button up everything in reverse order and you're good to go. All right, now on to the headlights. Now, the Beetle headlights are possibly the easiest ones I've ever seen to change. You have the self-contained unit that you just flick it down with either a screwdriver or a ratchet and you're good to go. Now, I'm going to purposely edit this so it looks a lot easier than it is, but I'm telling you, it took about, I saved you at least a good minute. I didn't want to break anything, but you do kind of, counterclockwise that thing out, and then it gives you access to the bulb area. Next, just release the spring-loaded clips, and you're good to go as far as removing the bulb. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the headlight for both the high beam and the low beam. You can see no external wires. It's well integrated, and the size is almost exactly the same.
All right, I have it parked in the same spot, distance-wise, and those were the marks that I had on the garage. You can tell we're hitting the same areas. They've really improved it. It's a nice white light, and that's without the fog lights on. Bulb right there. Okay, now we've got the fog lights on. All right, let's go do a road test. All right, here we are with the new headlights. There we are with the fog lights. Now the brights.
So as we drive this out, just give you my overall impression. Obviously, I really like these. The new design, very clean. There's no extra wires to tuck in or where it gets crowded or anything weird like that. And it is very bright without blinding oncoming traffic. And that's really important. If you look at any of the other options out there, that's something to be careful about. You definitely don't want to blind oncoming traffic. And you saw with my install, I had to do no adjustments whatsoever. One of the biggest changes I saw too were with the brights. You'll see it just boom, power lights it on. So hope this helps you.